Hey everyone, it's Megan Karen and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been forever since I have recorded and I have just been in a funk with YouTube. I was just honestly over it for a while, but let's talk about the 4 books that I read in the month of September. Was If the Sun Never Set by Anna Wong. This is the book 2 in the If Love series. So the first one, we're introduced to these characters, Farrah and Blake, while they're on their year abroad in Shanghai, and they fall in love with each other. And the second book takes place 5 years later. So like the first and second book are a duet that you have to read together, and then the third and fourth book are just like, they introduce the characters but you don't really need to read them, but I believe you do because they follow each other. So this follows Farrah and Blake 5 years later. Farrah is now trying to become a successful interior designer, and she, unbeknownst to her, is assigned to be Blake's interior designer for his new apartment, and it fuels up all of their emotions. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It's just like a quick read to read for Anna Wong. I guess these were her first like book series that she came out with, so I enjoyed it. The smut was good, but I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was on my Kindle, and that was Caught Up by Liz Tomford, which is the third book in the Mile High series. Now this one we follow Miller, who is a famous chef, and she goes around and she just goes to different restaurants, but she ends up having a burnout, and so she goes to her dad. Her dad is the manager for Major League Baseball in Chicago, and that's where she meets Malachi, aka Kai, and that's somehow Miller gets to be the nanny for Kai and his 1-year-old son Max. You know, typically feelings are developed. I absolutely love this series. I want to physically buy the series because of how much I love them. You do have to read them in order because the characters do pop up from the first and the second book, so you have to read them in order. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I cried my eyes out. You guys need to read it. And the third book I read, which started like my whole love for this series again, is The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the first book in the series, and this one we follow Avery Grams, and one day, you know, she's living in her car, and then the next day she finds out she is the heiress to Tobias Hawthorne. She doesn't understand why he left everything to her. She only met him once, but this is like a mystery thriller kind of, and it took me honestly about like 70 pages to get hooked into it. So like the first 70 pages is really slow. I've had this book since 2021 and it has taken me now to read it, but I bought the second and the third book already because of how much I love the first book. I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The thrill of the game was my favorite, so I can't wait to see what the second and the third book is. The romance really takes like backbone to this. Like it's really just the thriller and the mystery of why was Avery left everything instead of the grandsons to this person. But I loved it, and you guys should read this too. And then the fourth and final book I read was If Love Had a Price, which is the third book in the If Love series. So this one we follow Chris and Nate. So you're introduced to Chris in book 1. You see her again in book 2. That's why I say you have to read them in order. So this one follows Chris and her stories, and she offers this waiter slash actor $10,000 to help her expose her stepmother for trying to cheat on her father. He contracts and says, I'll do it for 15 and a kiss from you, any chance. There's not a lot of smut in this one like there was in the first and the second book, but with their smut, it was cute. It was very towards the end like, oh my god, this is happening, oh my god, this is happening. So I really didn't enjoy that much. I gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars. But again, it's Anna Wong's like first series. It like caught a lot of attention, so it got a reprint. So I really can't judge it because this is like her first series she ever wrote. So yeah, I do want to read the fourth book really soon. The fourth book is If We Were Perfect, and that follows another character. Again, we're introduced in the first book and we see them again in this book. But yeah, so those are all the books I read in the month of September. October is my birthday month, so we'll see how much I end up reading. I do have a little bit of a TBR I want to follow, but I'll be leaving here a video you guys should go check out, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Bye.